I'm Corinne Zudonyi. I'm the editor-in-chief of Facility Cleaning Decisions Magazine, Contracting Profits Magazine, cleanlink.com. We help, well, actually, we don't help. We do put on Clean Buildings Conference and NFMT. So thank you for being here, all of you. And this is our a new thing we're doing. And it's just kind of an informal conversation we're going to have. If you guys have questions, please feel free, raise your hand, speak up. We'd love to have some interaction, but I'll let each of these two beautiful ladies introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about why they're here.
Good afternoon. My name is Aneta Mistak. I am Director of Operation. I am in charge of 7 high schools in the state of Illinois. I have only high school students. We have about 21,000 population, and I have honor and privilege to be here today with Sara, my friend of mine, that I recently joined to the program with her organization, and we're hoping that we can, give you a little bit of the feedback today, what I'm doing with my district, with different, like the programs, and also I hope that can benefit you guys.
Thank you, Aneta. Sara?
Hi, everybody. It's nice to be here and looking forward to meeting each of you. My name is Sara Porter. I'm the Vice President of External Affairs at a nonprofit organization called Healthy Schools Campaign. We have been around for about 20 years. We're based in Chicago, but we work with school districts across the country, supporting them in their efforts to really make sure that schools are places where students can learn and thrive. We have programs that support school Medicaid. We have programs that build schoolyards. We have programs on healthy school food. And one of the programs that I lead is called Healthy Green Schools and Colleges, which is all about healthy, sustainable facilities management. And so that is the one that we'll get to talk a little bit more about today, and the one that Aneta and led her district to join recently.
Yes, that about a year ago, I have an opportunity to do the workshop. Sara and her organization, they have a workshops in the state of Illinois. And I was nicely surprised because when I came for the workshop, I was expecting that we will spend the day, of course, like spending the time, like learning something, and like I didn't know actually what to expect, but when I left from the workshop, I was very nicely surprised because the day filled with different people around the industry. They were not only director of operation. It was Sara over there. It was some of the people from like cleaning company. We spent the day to learn, and it was very interesting. We were mapping kind of mission and vision and how, like through my role, I see myself through the organization. It was opening for myself. Like I don't really know, like besides what I do day by day, that honestly, I don't know what to expect when I wake up every day in the morning because I have 7 buildings. Those are old buildings. All of them are from 50s. And like everybody know, the high schools are open 7 days, 24 hours. It was interesting that I never really stepped back and I was looking like how I can benefit, what I can do, what is my mission, why I am where I am, and what I would like to accomplish. And what is really the future right now for many colleagues like myself on a director supervisory role. And through that workshop, I was more and more interested with Sara organization and what they do and how that can benefit my district.
Yeah, that was very comprehensive. So both of these ladies are based out of Chicagoland area. And actually, I went to a school district that neighbored your school district, so there was some rivalry going on there, but from my old days. But you have done a lot in terms of, and Sara, you could speak to this as well, to the schools across the country that you work with through Healthy Schools Campaign. But obviously, there's a huge initiative towards green, sustainable, more environmentally friendly environments for schools. So I know you've done a lot of studies, Sara, and is there anything you can share in terms of trends from past, what drove to today, and kind of what's driving future in terms of the push towards a healthier environment for the schools?
Yeah, that's a great question. And actually, our program, Healthy Green Schools and Colleges, was something that was developed and designed by school facility directors for school facility directors. And when we started this project, it was the summer of 2019, and we got a bunch of them together from across the country. And our role at our organization is always talking to school stakeholders to understand what's going well for you, what's not, what do you wish you had that you don't, how can we support you? And in that conversation, they told us that they were really interested in three things. One was to have a way to kind of benchmark their progress over time. How could they understand in their efforts related to sustainability, how could they compare what they were doing compared to other districts in their area or across the country? How could they measure their progress over time? They also said that they were very interested in something that would help them prioritize health and sustainability, which are related, but they're not the same thing. And sometimes they can be in conflict with one another. And so this program really has health as the first lens and sustainability as the second one, and they work together. And then the third thing they said was they were really interested in something that would help create opportunities for positive recognition for their facility operations department. Like school food, it's kind of the thing that sometimes gets a bad rap because when there's a problem, people are paying attention to it. But when everything's running smoothly, nobody's thinking about it. But the facilities teams have such an unbelievably critical role in their school districts. And so we built this program to kind of hit on all those three things while creating an opportunity for them to really get recognition for the important work they're doing. And so that focus on health and sustainability, I think, has grown over time. Thinking back 20 years to when we started this, that sort of notion that green cleaning in particular, those products were way more expensive and not nearly as effective. That was definitely true at some point. It's not true anymore. And so our program actually has a standard for healthy, sustainable facilities management. And it has all sorts of criteria that help school districts look at what are you using, how are you using it, what are you doing, make adjustments to those choices if you need to in order to meet the standard, and then, again, earn that certification, all the while connecting with a group of other facility professionals across the country who are in the same program. So I think that trend of green isn't as effective. It is, you can do it for the same amount of money, sometimes less money. The trend also of really that leadership development and understanding who's doing what and learning from one another. There's so many leaders out there with experiences in this area, and they're all excited to share with other schools. So I think that's something that our program is supporting, but that we're seeing across the board as being a huge benefit for folks.
Yeah, thank you for pointing out the fact that the program was built by facility executives for facility executives. The networking that I've experienced as a member attending your events has been really valuable. Can you speak to why that's so useful? What benefits have you seen as a result of really partnering with some of these groups that are all part of the same organization?
Yes, definitely. From my perspective as a director of operation, I know I am based in Illinois, but we have a workshop. We met in this year. It was in Chicago, but I know in the previous years the organization meet in a different location. What is really nice for us that the organization has the directors of the higher education, of the K-12. They are coming from different backgrounds, different region of the United States, but all of us, what we discover, we have exactly the same kind of issue. And it's helping us to see that we are all on the same board and we're looking to support each other. We are able to meet on the Zooms and have we always bring something to the table. It's so funny because we can meet for an hour and it's constant. Sara will ask, what you guys would like to bring? We have, of course, agenda, but everybody is I am doing that, or I have a shortage with people. Recently on a call, one of the colleagues said that they have the big event. It was ISSA, and I think first they were in Vegas, and then they were moving somewhere. They have a small smaller conference, and all of his people, the cleaning people, they went to the strike. And he's like, I am 20 years in the industry and it never happened. And like, it's nice to see that people are having the same issue, but we are all support each other. We learn from each other. Like, we were able to create, we have like share doc when we can see what other districts are doing. And it's important, like Sara said, the green and the green products and green, like green energy and everything what we use for our district to show our stakeholders, our board members, that we are very open-minded. Definitely that's the direction which every businesses and every school district, it doesn't matter if it's in California or in Illinois, because, with the raised cost of the energy usage, and we all are very like open-minded what will happen. I think with the support of different people through that program, it's something phenomenal for all of us.
Yeah, they are a really close group. And anyone who comes in new, it's like they're welcomed with open arms. Actually, I saw that with you at the very first event that I met you. There were people who we've been around forever, and then all of a sudden a new person. It almost made us super excited, like, oh, a new person.
They were super excited because Corinne asked me to write the article.
Yes, I did. We like new perspectives, and what's nice about this particular group for networking is that they don't just talk about sustainability, environmental responsibility. Obviously, that's kind of the underlying aspect, health and improving health for students. But they talk about all different stuff, challenges that they face, staffing.
Yeah, but if I can add to that, like the second and more important thing for us, like when we apply for a program and we decide which level we would like to go, we did a self-evaluation. And it was very open-minded. Like, it was 4 other members from my district and myself. We created a team and we went through the evaluation. And Sara warned me. She's like, just don't panic and don't worry. You don't have to be perfect. And then we were reading the question in a self-evaluation. What we discovered, that most of the stuff we're really doing on a district on some level, like we implemented, we have it. But we found ourselves that we don't have any SOP, like standard operation procedure. It's really something what we're lacking. It was from the level how we're running our buildings, even if we have the building automation system, to the simple cleaning. Like when we discovered last time when we really write something for our custodial group was like 20 plus years ago. And for myself personally, because I was brand new with my district a year ago, I was promoted to the position. I came and I am like, I don't really know what to do, because it was like no guidance, no SOP, nothing that I can really base what I would like to do and where I am now. That I think the goal through the certification for myself, and I'm hoping that my colleagues, they can do the same, I would like to structure my school district that one day when I will leave it, they will know how to operate. That's the goal, because I think that the goal for a really good leader and for somebody who will, operate in a high efficiency level and be very proactive is to put the guidance and the roadmap for people that they will know exactly what to do. And like on my district, we don't outsource anything. That I have 165 members. They are all union members. And we really try to do everything from cleaning to the landscaping and grounds and snow plowing. That I think it's important through 7 different buildings that they all operate the same. And they all know what to do and what to expect, even if I will be over there or not. I don't think so that should be about the person. I think it should be more about where the organization is in the moment and when we would like to be.
Yeah, and to Aneta's point, a big part of our focus in this program is that institutionalization, so that this commitment to health and sustainability doesn't go away when that sort of superstar retires or moves on to another place. And so it is really about, in this program, the K-12 district or higher ed institution makes a commitment to meeting the standard at the district level. And the first step is to take that assessment that Aneta mentioned, there are 100 points spread out across the standard. The standard itself covers more or less all the things that fall within the purview of a school facilities director. So cleaning, sanitizing, disinfecting, floor care, IPM, HVAC maintenance, all the stuff. And the assessment then gives districts a chance to figure out, okay, based on what you're saying you're doing right now, how do you measure up against that standard? How many of those 100 points do you have? And the number might be 11, and it might be 37, or it might be 82. From there, the programming is all about supporting schools in creating a roadmap from where they are now to where they want to go. They can retake that assessment at any time. That's the benchmarking piece that I mentioned. They leverage the knowledge and expertise of the other schools in the group that are all kind of working on the same journey. And then ultimately, when they're ready, they can gather the documentation they need and submit it for review and earn a certification that says, we, District 214, have earned a gold certification against this Healthy Green Schools and Colleges standard. So it really creates that opportunity for recognition in front of your parents, in front of your team, in front of your school district, your larger community. And it also provides kind of that third party, this is the thing we're doing, these are all here's the company we're in, here are the other schools that are doing this, and here's the level of excellence that we've achieved in this program.
But what I have to add it, because when I present that to my boss, he's like, yeah, you would like to buy another plaque and put in the front of the school. I'm like, not really. That what I like really about the program is like we didn't decide to go for a gold, and my superintendent asked me why. He's like, we are the second biggest district, we should be gold. I'm like, I think we should be really silver, and the reason why, because it's always room for improvement. What I really like with that certification, it's not really the process that you go through, you end it, then you have your certification and goodbye. Like a lot of those kind of one-time deals, they never continue. And I think for education, it's important to piece that we will always try to be better and do everything for, healthy and needs of our students. That's why I told my superintendent, let's go for a silver. You have to count that some budget is involved. It's required some additional funds. We will have to change some filtration, go for see where our HVAC is and different elements of the program. And I said then when we will be able to accomplish that, we can reach for gold. And when we will have a gold, then every 5 years, I think, or so, 3 years, we will have to go for a recertification. And I think that's a very good point, because that will always keep us on the track that we will always like to be better, never under, because we will know, we will keep ourselves accountable. That's how we will like to keep our people.
Aneta, do you promote outside of the district, like to the parents, to the teachers, that you are seeking the certification, and eventually, I don't know if you've actually achieved it yet, but once you do you have a plan for marketing that to parents and teachers and facility occupants?
Yes, and we are in the very beginning, but we are right now, my district is doing two different things. We're doing strategic planning that a lot of the districts are doing. We have a very new superintendent, and he's prepping my community to do through the major shift of the district, and also probably for a referendum. I recently did a facility assessment with one of my architects in engineering. I have 7 high schools, and for today, if I would like to all upgrade them, it will cost me $897 million with 7 buildings. Because the buildings are old, and some of my HVAC units are 35 plus years old. With this, we decide on a district level that this program with Sara organization and strategic planning and going to the referendum will show us that we would like to kind of bring this everything to the starting point, show the stakeholders, involve community, show them that we know where the needs are, we know we have to step back and do something, but those type of the programs will we will try to advertise them because they are important, that we don't think only about the money. We do everything for needs of our students, but the needs are huge.
Yeah, and I think this program is a good starting point because it is not about capital investments. This is about what are you doing right now, your day-to-day facilities operations. it's designed to prioritize the low and no cost measures to improving indoor air quality. And so any district anywhere could pick this up and start using it right away. It's not something that you need to make huge capital investments to be a part of. It's really practical day-to-day on the ground stuff. And then the other part of it, like Aneta mentioned, those SOPs and really making sure that this is like fully ingrained and institutionalized in your district, having those written plans so that new staff know what's going on. If there's turnover, there's no question about how to do any of it, so that it lives on. It doesn't go away, and that you're always at that level of protecting the health of the students and your staff in those buildings, as well as protecting the environment.
I agree with Sara. However, when I found myself, like many of the district, my district, like it was no transparency, like nothing, nobody never say about anything. Like they did air quality testing only when they have some issue with like collapsed roof or roof blow away, or we have like an extended leak, and it was the speak of big word of the mold. And then when I look through the program, and a lot of those points that we have to go for it, they are like to be open, to be transparent, to do air quality testing, but like be proactive, okay? And I think a lot of it bring like, my board is a little bit overwhelmed, but they are also kind of opening the eyes and saying, okay, that's the moment when we have to bring the health of the students. The certification itself doesn't require a lot of the money, but you always have to think from perspective, you need to budget for it. Because if you would like to have a green products and you don't have them right now, you will have to go that direction. It doesn't mean you have to, do right now and like my plan is because I'm going now through the certification, when I will use all of the products, we will pick the vendor that have a green seal products, and we will budget that for next year. It doesn't mean it will be more expensive. I just need to find a vendor who will be able to work with one of the co-op purchase agreements with me, and it will give the best price also with the service and the lecture, because a lot of the program with the SOP is like we will bring some type of the training program with as well, like checking that what are we looking for. One of the vendors over here, they have excellent with their supplies. They have also the inspection program. It doesn't have to be expensive. It just need to work for a district or organization that you guys are. And through that, we try to show the taxpayers that, yes, we have a big needs. I have a capital planning, referendum, everything. But this is on the side. Day by day, we do a lot of the stuff that we are transparent, we open, we bring the, SOPs and all of the green stuff to make our buildings better.
Well, thank you, ladies. We have to wrap up for this session, but I just want to thank Aneta from District 214 and just outside of Chicago, and Sara Porter with Healthy Schools Campaign. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your stories and all about the program. And if you have any questions, they'll be hanging out just after this. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Corinne.